What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Ange Predicts YouTube channel. I'm Ange and I predict stuff. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video out with all your friends. If you like prediction videos, check out my playlist of predictions by category. Alright guys, it is Friday, February the 24th, and in the NBA, we have quite a bit of games to go through, so let's take a look at the schedule. Alright guys, we have the Knicks versus the Wizards at 7 p.m. Then we have the Cavaliers versus the Hawks at 7:30. Heat versus Bucks. Hornets versus the T-Wolves at 8 p.m. Nets versus the Bulls. At 10 p.m. we have the Rockets versus Golden State. Oklahoma City versus the Suns. And finally, the Kings versus the Clippers. So let's get right into the predictions. Alright guys, Knicks versus Wizards. This is a nice matchup in my opinion, guys. Looking at the head-to-head, they both got 1 games on each other. The Knicks won 105 in October to 89 and 116 to 105 for the Wizards in January 18, guys. They did beat the Hawks in their last game. They also beat the Nets and the Jazz, which is pretty impressive, guys. Knicks have been playing some good basketball. They're 6-4 in the last 10. Away 17-12, which is pretty respectable. Going up against the Washington Wizards team that did beat the T-Wolves and the Portland Trailblazers, which are very tricky teams, guys. Now, looking at the two, guys, I honestly like the Knicks to take this one, 112 to 104. And my betting tip will be the Knicks on the money line. Next up, we have the Cavs versus the Hawks. This is going to be a second game for the Cavaliers in 2 nights. They did lose to the Denver Nuggets 115-109 yesterday. But looking at the two, guys, Atlanta at home, taking a look at their record, guys, is 15-12. Cleveland on the road, not as good, 13-17. There's no head-to-head data here, guys. But I like the Cavaliers. They're a better team, guys. I mean, they did lose yesterday, but I think they rebound. So I'll take the Cavs to win this one, guys. And I'm taking the Cavs against the spread. All right, next up, we have the Heat versus the red-hot Milwaukee Bucks. You don't really have to say much about the Bucks. They're 41-17 on the season, guys. The spread's going to be only +2, which is not very reliable. The Heat, they did steal some games, in my opinion, guys. They did drop to the Nets in the last one. The Bucks are sublime, 10-0 in the last 10 games. On the head-to-head, they both won a game against each other, but honestly, I'll go with the more consistent team. I'm going with the Bucks as the match winner, 120 to 110. I'm taking the Bucks to cover the spread. All right, next up, we have the Hornets versus the T-Wolves. And talking about tricky teams, guys, these are 2 very tricky teams. The Hornets, really surprising against big teams. And the T-Wolves as well, for games that they shouldn't win, they win. They beat the Mavericks, guys. They beat the Jazz. They beat big teams. The Hornets did beat the T-Wolves the last time they played, only 110 to 108, so that was relatively close. That's why I'm going with the T-Wolves to win 122 to 116, but I still think the Hornets could stick within the spread, so I'm taking the Hornets against the spread as my betting tip. All right, next up we have the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls play very good at home court, 16-13. They are a bit inconsistent, guys. I'll be very honest with you. They lost to the Bucks in the last one. They lost to the Pacers as well, they lost to the Magic, to be honest, guys. Like I said, very inconsistent. The head-to-head, they're 1-1, 1 game each. Looking at the two guys, though, honestly, I like the Bulls at home, guys. So I'm taking the Bulls to win 114 to 108. I'm taking the Bulls on the money line. All right, next up, we have the Rockets going up against Golden State. I know a lot of you guys are going to say that Golden State is banged up. Let's look at the spread. The spread is actually +10. That might be pretty interesting for all the Rocket connoisseurs and friends. But at the end of the day, if we look at the last few games, guys, the Rockets haven't been able to keep within the spread. I think the Golden State at home is the better bet here. They're 22-7 on the season. I'm going with Golden State to be the match winner, and I'm going with Golden State on the money line. All right, next up we have OKC versus the Suns. This is another very interesting matchup. OKC in the last 10 for the over and under is 6-4 versus the spread. They're also 5-5, which is pretty interesting. So when they lose, they don't lose by much, guys. That's why in this particular game, I'll go with Oklahoma City to win this one, 126 to 116. I like Oklahoma against the spread. All right, the last game of the night, guys, is the Kings versus the Clippers. I had said earlier that I can't remember which game actually was. I think it was let's see, Hornets. Well, Hornets and T-Wolves are a pretty good game. Yeah, anyways, for this particular game, guys, it's going to be really close. I'll be very honest with you. The spread is pretty generous. It's plus 6.5 for Sacramento Kings, which is interesting. Because I honestly want to go with the Sacramento Kings. I'll be very honest with you guys. Even though the Clippers are a solid team, they even have a slightly better record, 15-3 at home. I gotta side with the Kings on this one, guys, by a 128 to 120. I think it's gonna be a high scoring. I'm taking the Kings against the spread, guys. All right, those were my NBA predictions for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. I would love to hear your NBA predictions and thoughts down below in the comments. I'm Ange, and I'm out of here, guys. Take care, and good luck.